back with another video. I know it took me a minute. So as you saw before I came on, I cut my hair. And so today is May 17th. I cut it on with my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Jennifer Williams for cutting my hair on May 7th. Originally I was just thinking about just seeing what my hair would do. I know people have told me that everybody's hair doesn't fall out. The doctor told me it would be after my first treatment, it would be 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. And originally, so after, I would say like the week before my second treatment, I was like, you know, putting my fingers through my hair and I could see like little pieces of hair coming out, but it wasn't like big chunks of hair. And so I decided to just go ahead and cut my hair. And so I picked out this short style that I was hoping I was gonna get to rock for a little bit. And so as we were cutting my hair, my cousin was like, okay, your hair is coming out as I'm cutting it. So my hair didn't quite look like I wanted it to at the end, but oh well, I won't have any hair, I'm assuming, at some point anyway, so it's okay. A lot of people have asked me, you know, how I feel about my hair coming out. And originally just the thought of that was probably one of the like things that kind of made me like tear up at first, but it's gonna grow back. You know, as much as I love hair, and people that know me know I love changing up my hair. I used to change up my hair quite frequently until I started locking it. And also just the hard work that I had put in with locking my hair was kind of like the thing that was like, dang man. And I had started locking my hair I think in September. So, and I was really excited about the process of going through that, but I did save my locks, so maybe later on I can reattach them if I choose to. I may just start all over again. I really want to talk about my experience with chemo. I've had 2 rounds of chemo at this point, and I'll actually have my 3rd round of chemo next week. So I had planned to do a video after my 1st round, but time just kind of slipped away with me, and so I was like, well, I'll just wait till after the 2nd one. So my 1st round of chemo was on April 15th at UAMS. It's weird to say that I was excited to actually go to chemo that day, but it was really the truth. I think because I was sick for so long with, you know, taking different medications, nothing was working, and it's like finally I have the solution. You know, it's kind of like having a to-do list. Let's just mark these things off and, you know, get it over with, I guess. So that morning I woke up, I really was just like in good spirits. I woke up just really just praising God in advance for what he was doing in my life. We woke up listening to gospel music, and my favorite, like, I don't know if genre is the right word, but I love 90s, early 2000s gospel music. I guess because it's the music I grew up on, like the choir music, you know, Mississippi Mass, all those people, John P. Key. So, you know, it was bumping at like 6 or 7 o'clock that morning because I had to be there at 8. I really was in good spirits again, just walking in.
Well, day 1, chemo.
I just want to say I'm in good spirits. The Lord got my back. My favorite, thank you, Close. My favorite scripture is, the Lord is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear? So that's going to always be my favorite scripture. I got to live by it. So there's no room for fear right here. Let's go. Just glad that we were starting the process of me getting better. So again, my first one was on April 15th. Went in, I had to do blood work. I actually have to do blood work every week to make sure that, you know, my immune system isn't getting low, to make sure that I don't need to pause chemo, or to make sure they aren't giving me too much. So I have to do blood work every morning. So that day was actually my first day getting blood work done. So did that, talked to my nurse. They kind of went over, some of my potential side effects. Everybody's different, so they really don't kind of really exhaust you with a long list of side effects. Like I said, everybody is different. Went in the infusion clinic. Of course, I didn't want to get a port, so I just wanted them to go ahead and just stick me with an IV every time. I just couldn't imagine the thought of having something sitting here on my chest. And so I was like, y'all can just stick me every time. Needles don't bother me as long as my veins hold up. Let's do that. You have to take steroids the day before in pill form. And then before they start the treatments, they give me Benadryl, steroids. I have a saline bag as well. And then I have 2 actual chemo meds that I get during my infusion. And they give them to me one at a time. The first one takes like 3.5, 4 hours. And then I have another one that only takes like 30 minutes. So the 2 that I am getting are carboplatin, I guess that's how you say it, and Taxol. And they also give you the medicines before to keep you from having a reaction to the meds. So the Benadryl really actually makes you kind of sleepy. So I had all these plans to like watch movies or whatever, but when you're feeling drowsy, it's kind of hard to watch a movie. Except you can't really go to sleep because with all the stuff they're putting in, you have to go to the bathroom quite a bit. So you get up and down quite a bit. So it's hard to go to sleep, even though you really wish that you could. It would be perfect, I guess, if you could take a nap during that time, but it's not really possible. So the first round really wasn't that bad. Honestly, I was tired for a couple days. I had some leg pain, and my fingertips were numb, and all that kind of happened like in the first week after chemo. So it really, again, it wasn't that bad. And honestly, I think the chemo has been way better than how I was feeling before, when I had fluid on my belly, all that stuff. So the first time was pretty manageable. My mom came and took care of me, afterwards, and I was so thankful. Of course, Cameron has been here. The first round went okay. So the second round was on May 6th. Same, routine, same meds, all that. But this time, I actually had a reaction to the chemo, and I think it was because they said one of my veins kind of got stopped up. So I was sitting there. I actually was trying to finish some work to finish up my semester of school, because I'm in a graduate counseling program. So I was finishing up my homework, and she actually had wrapped something around my arm to kind of stabilize the IV so that I could type on my laptop. Well, all of a sudden I started feeling nauseous, started feeling dizzy, and then next thing I know, I started having very excruciating pain in my lower back. And it wasn't I guess the only way I could describe it was it was throbbing pain. And I feel like I actually have a high tolerance for pain, but this was I know I was probably scaring everybody because it really hurt. I wasn't screaming, but there were sound effects, and I really kind of feel bad, because if you're another person getting chemo across the way, if somebody's having some issues, I know that could be scary. So they disconnected the IV. They let me chill for a minute, and then I felt fine. And then I got some more Benadryl, and they were able to finish that round of treatment. Thank goodness, because I didn't want to have to come back because I didn't finish, The side effects with the second time was I had the same side effects, but they were worse this time. So I had leg pain, my feet were hurting, the tingling in my fingers wasn't, as bad, but this time, like I said, it was just excruciating. The over-counter meds weren't really helping at all. I tried soaking with Epsom salt, like nothing was happening. And so I called my nurse. They actually prescribed me a pain med, and she told me to take Claritin. And I'm like, okay, so what does Claritin do? So basically, when you take chemo, it causes histamine buildup in your bone marrow. So antihistamine, of course, would help. This time I still had the same amount of days of fatigue, like 2 to 3 days. And so I took off work those couple days, just, you know, slept, rested, relaxed, all that stuff. Again, the side effects were a little worse this time, but, you know, the Lord say he won't put more on you than you can bear. So I got those good pain meds, and, you know, I dealt with it, and I actually feel pretty good today. This is my 2nd week after chemo, and so I'll have my 3rd round. Hopefully it will be my last round on May 27th. After that, I will have a CT scan on June 10th. And I actually found out there's like a national shortage on contrast. So they told me there's a chance I could have to get my appointment rescheduled, but hopefully that won't be the case. I don't know why there's a national shortage on everything that we need these days, but that's just what it is. Tentatively, I have my surgery scheduled for June 28th. And so hopefully if my scans show that my tumor has shrunk, I will have my surgery at the end of June. You know, well, I say hopefully, but I'm already claiming that, you know, it has shrunk, and I will have my surgery, and we will be good to go after that. So yeah, overall the whole experience hasn't been that bad. It hasn't been as bad as I thought it would be. Not saying that people don't have bad experience with chemo, but I really thought I was going to be like really sick, like throwing up all the time, and that hasn't really been the case. Emotionally, I will say this past week with cutting my hair and being in pain has been a lot. Even with like, even though I had made up my mind to cut my hair, I think because how I thought my hair was going to look when I got it cut didn't look that way. I was kind of disappointed, but I'm okay now. I will say for a couple of days, I really didn't want to look at my hair. Like, I kept my bonnet on, and then finally I was like, whatever, it is what it is. I'm not my hair, as Indiari says. I think that's her song.
Yeah. My bad.
So, like I said, it'll grow back. I got some cute hats. I got some cute wigs that I've bought, some turbans, all kinds of stuff. And at the end of the day, it's hot. So I'm probably going to be glad I don't have to deal with that thick hair right now anyway. So looking forward to just hopefully, again, getting those good reports back. They said I probably will have to do chemo after surgery, so not sure how many that'll be, but I'm really just hoping that, you know, by July all this will be over and I can at least take a vacation before the summer is over with. And also, I just really, again, I want to thank everyone for just the continued support, the motivation, the gifts, the text messages, you know, just everything, because it really just, I don't know how to describe how much it helps, but it really has meant a lot to know that people care so much, and people wonder how, you know, I stay so positive about everything, but I really can contribute it to, of course, God, you know, and people just, you know, again, give me that support and everything that I have needed. And there have been people that have asked, you know, like, how do I stay so positive? You know, they don't think they could do, they could be so positive if they were in the same shoes. And honestly, this has been the most fearless I've ever been in my life. And I do think that a lot of times we think we can't handle certain things, but God has already been preparing us to fight certain battles, you know, and so I'm just thankful that I can be, you know, so positive. And I mean, but at the same time, what would be the point in me, you know, having a pity party? I mean, that would just make it worse on myself. So I'm just thankful that I can be so positive about this. And again, for real, y'all, thank y'all for the support and all the love and just everything. So
People be like, "How you feel? How you feel?" The same way I feel. If she feel like this the bravest, the fearless she'll ever been, what I'm supposed to do? Sit back and be like, hey, I don't know. I mean, I have, you know, I go in the corner or something, but that's the type of spirit that I think, yeah. I mean, sometimes people want us to seem down or look down in front of people, and if it happens, it happens. But at the same time, who's put here to show us what strength looks like? And so if it looks like strength to you, I mean, it is what it is because we know the God that we serve. So I'm just happy to have such a strong individual next to me. That's my wife that I can support, that allows me to, hey, to be even stronger because we're in this thing together. So, hey, we gonna rock it on out and heal together. You heard me.
you heard me.
Yeah,
I heard you.
Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah, so that's about it, I guess. But yeah, y'all just keep praying, keep lifting me up in prayer as I continue to pray, and we're gonna make it through this, y'all. Thank y'all.